What's up, Desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back with another video. And today I'm doing my preview of the 2021 Portugal Pro over Mr. Big Evolution Pro, which is held this weekend, just one day out at this point. And I'm going to give my top 9 predictions and go through all these top 9 guys as well. I'm not doing a 212 prediction. I am touching on the Classic Physique. Also, I want to give you guys a heads up as well. I did do an interview with Wesley Vissers just one day out of that Classic Physique Portugal Pro as well. It's about a 16 to 17 minute interview. I'm putting a card up at the top of the screen now. The link will also be in the description below as well to that one too. So make sure you check that out. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to start with the 9th and go all the way down to first place. So we're going to start with Adolf Burkhard. Now this guy has sort of like from the front, he has sort of a bit of an elongated midsection, but from the back, he has a fantastic back. I've never seen this guy before until I saw obviously this competitors list and searched up some of these guys, but overall a pretty damn good physique. In 8th, I have Jan Turek. Now, he's coached by Patrick Tour, so we know he's pretty much going to bring conditioning no matter what. He looks great, but will he be good enough in this deep lineup? While we don't have the big all-star sort of names, or at least the North American names in this lineup, we do have a very, very deep lineup of some really, really good guys. I've noticed that in a lot of shows recently, just a lot of very, very good guys. The only knock he really has on his physique at this point is he maybe needs a little bit more legs, but overall, I'm very, very impressed with Jan Turek. In 7th, I have Alfred Chirac. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he is scary good. Now, this is the guy that is going to be knocking on the door about top 6, and I think he is probably going to get in there. Someone's probably going to come in off, and he's going to be good enough to sort of sneak in. Has a lot of details, comes in really, really hard, and I think he's a dark horse for this lineup. And honestly, I think there are 7 guys that could win this show. That's how close I think it's actually going to be between this sort of like... It's probably going to come down to really 5 guys when you see the photos, but maybe we'll see a standout and it will, be a no contest almost. But I think this guy is someone who could jump into that top 6 and really upset some of these guys that sort of already have a bit of a name, because I've never actually heard of Alfred before until this as well. In 6th place, I have Theo Leguer. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly at all. Love this dude's shape. Probably my favorite shape and structure of this whole lineup. Just looks really, really good. He's added a lot of size. If he comes in really, really good condition, I think that he can push way up above 6th. Now, this is where I actually think the guys are going to place, not where I would actually have them placing myself. Because someone like Theo, I would have him placing up above guys that could be a little bit harder or a little bit bigger, just based on his shape and flow alone. Very, very impressed. He's improved a lot from last year, and he still placed pretty high last year as well. So potentially this is a guy that actually could even win the show. In 5th place, I have Will Martins. Now, this guy was actually beaten by Theo by 1 point at that Puerto Rico Pro just a few weeks ago. At the finals, he did beat Theo by a couple of points, but he's 3 points behind after prejudging. Now, I think Will Martins is crazy, crazy impressive. Sort of has that same sort of midsection, like where he's got the longer torso, and his midsection isn't super, super tight. And I think it's more of a structure thing rather than a bloating thing or anything like that. But overall, he's crazy impressive. He has some shots that are just absolutely outrageous. And I think that based off what the judges saw there, and also the fact that it's European judges most likely, they tend to favor guys that are, hard and big, more so over shape. I've just noticed that from shows I've seen in the past, and he is hard and he is big and he is super impressive. So I think it's an advantage to him that it's actually not in America and this is actually in Europe, and I think that he'll do very well in this show, and another guy that could potentially win, absolutely. In 4th place, I have Andrea Muzzi. Definitely could move up if he comes in just that tiny bit crisper with the same level of fullness. I'm always impressed by Andrea Muzzi. He seems like he's knocking right on the door of consistently placing top 3 in these smaller pro shows, but he's just always needs a little bit more somewhere. But overall, very impressed with his physique. He only just got beaten out by Andrea Presti at that Puerto Rico Pro as well, and he could definitely up Andrea Presti at this show. But for the reason that I saw, Andrea Presti's crazy improvements from last year to this year, because obviously he competed at Puerto Rico Pro. I believe he placed 4th place there. Just his improvements are just absolutely crazy, and I'm very, very impressed with Andrea Presti because I didn't actually think he'd get to this level this quick. So I've got him in 3rd here, and he is just way bigger. The amount of size he's put on is absolutely crazy, so I have him in 3rd place. In 2nd, I have Vladislav Sorochku. Now, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that at all correctly. It's spelled slightly different, his last name, on the competitors list compared to actually on his Instagram page. So I'm not sure if it actually has a K as the 3rd letter or it's a H. But same coach as Nathan Diasha, part of Team Oxygen Gym, only 25 years of age, competed last year at 24 and looked absolutely crazy and was huge. absolutely huge, and especially at that age as well. It's pretty insane. I believe he placed second in a show last year. I think to Regan Grimes of that Romania Pro. I believe he was second. Just overall, very, very impressive. A guy who I have contending for the win here. But in first place, I have Tim Budesheim. The reason being is he's placed really high in the past. So he placed, I believe it was second to Patrick Moore when he won that Cali Pro, not just this year, but I believe it was 2 years ago. And I think he has another second place as well. So he's been knocking on the door to get to that Mr. Olympia contest. I think this is the lineup for him to actually get to that Mr. Olympia. I think it's going to be most likely between him and Vlad. But I have Tim Budesheim just edging out Vlad in this show. But if Vlad comes with crazy improvements on last year, I'd say Vlad wins this show. So it's going to be very, very close. Anyone out of that probably top 7 or so, I think can win this show and punch their ticket to the Olympia. So it's going to be a very exciting show. I don't know if there's a live stream or not. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below if there is a live stream, and post the link to it and everything like that as well, because I'd happily pay for that. And I'll be covering the show on this channel as well. So guys, make sure you do subscribe. Now, very, very good Classic Physique lineup here. I just interviewed, as I said at the start of this video, I interviewed Wesley Vissers, and he's looking absolutely outrageous at the minute. He's got to be either the favourite or one of the favourites for this show after placing 11th at last year's Olympia. Also, David Hoffman, who I haven't seen on stage for a little bit of time, obviously competed at the Olympia before, very, very impressive. Another taller guy who will compare well to Wesley. And Jose Marie Biberi, now he was meant to compete at the Olympia last year, last minute, had to get held out because of obviously the whole COVID situation and what was going on there. So he'll be definitely looking to come in here and, redeem himself and, get that Olympia qualification for 2022. And hopefully if he doesn't get that qualification, but he gets a special invite, because a guy that, literally prepped the whole prep for the Olympia and only days out really found out that he couldn't go. So I hope that he does well in this show as well. At least if he doesn't win, he gets some points to help him qualify for that Olympia in 2021. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me your top 5. Give me just your winner if you want to. Let me know how you think this Portugal Pro is going to play out in the comments. Also, there's a 212. I'm going to be wrapping up, obviously, the Classic Physique, the 212, and the Open Bodybuilding. So make sure you guys, if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Smash that like button. Also, subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified not only of every video that goes up on this channel, but all the coverage from Portugal Pro. Hopefully, including some winner interviews if they do speak English as well. So guys, that's it for this video. For Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out.